Good day, folks. My name is Cale Thatcher, founder of the Death Means Dialogue Entertainment Network. Today, we are releasing The Depths of Felfan, Season 2, Episode 6, Lexamus. Please enjoy.
On Monday there, we recorded the first episode of the second part of my daughter's role-playing game, where this time they go under the bed. It's called the Dangerous Deleterious Dark. And they go under the bed, and there's the main plot is that the queen has got captured under a wine glass, and it's like a giant wine glass because they're only got shrunk down to like little bugs. And there's a big sock that is wants to go to his home because a bunch of dust bunnies, feral dust bunnies, took it over, and they either help him or they don't help him. And yeah. It's Sam and Lily playing it. It's pretty cool.
We should probably start.
Yeah, let's
It's all good. It's only 7 o'clock.
get the scrum is taken care of. Time for burgers. All right.
Yeah, let's go.
Right? So we gotta wait till 8 o'clock for burgers.
I'll set the scene for you guys. The boat that you're on.
Yeah. The
Niles mist bobs back and forth in the waves. There's a bit of a wind outside. It's dark, pitch black. You can see a bit of a torchlight from the outside on deck coming through the stain-colored glass, all the greens and yellows and reds flaring around. There's also a few candles lit inside on the table in metal sconces holding down various maps and documents as you guys are looking at some objects. These pieces of paper that don't seem to match up in these two watches that seem to, when in proximity of one another, change and show a different time. And the captain, I believe he explained that,
I asked if they were coordinates.
yes, and I think he confirmed it, yes. And then he also confirmed that it's from the 7 stars. I believe he dropped that name.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't really explain it, just kind of dropped it. And then we ended for the night.
Can I insight on that 7 stars though?
How about instead of an insight, you want to roll like history or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
About the 7 stars? Or do you want to insight the man about if he's telling the truth about the 7 stars?
Well, I want to see more or less if he's, like, seems weary of when he's talking about it or not.
Okay, yes, then roll insight. Absolutely, yes, definitely.
Okay, just like
nice,
for
I
us.
like that.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Thank you. I didn't know that. Very useful. So that'd be...
No, that's pretty roll with advantage, actually, because that's pretty cool. I like that. No, or I'll give you an option. You roll with advantage, or I'll give you dice of inspiration.
I'll take the dice of inspiration.
Alright, so just roll singularly then, and then I'll get that for you.
Nope, that's not the right way. That's a 19 though. Plus 1, so that's 20. Not dirty 20.
It's still on the mat, it counts.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not just a mat, it's an extended dice tray.
Yeah, we got a large dice tray here.
I can't find them. Mark it down. You get dice of inspiration anyway.
Dice of inspiration.
There's actually a thing on here.
Oh, there is too, isn't there?
You can click on inspiration.
I have inspiration.
Fantastic. There
This
you
is
go.
why. This is D&D Beyond. This is why you're fantastics.
So by the way,
You getting
guys.
cut. That's coming out in the edit.
I know.
So
Everybody
also,
else warm.
No.
I mean, I am wearing like 5
that
layers.
fan's pretty quiet, so I'm just gonna pop that one on.
I'm gonna have this.
I'm not.
Do you want a blanket?
I'm just wearing a
Put it
t-shirt.
on
Yeah.
low.
I'm in like way too many layers and I am warm.
Dear God.
Maybe just
You're like
take a
10
few
pounds
off,
anyway,
you know?
though.
Yeah, I had to add like 10 pounds to it.
I have like 10 pounds like right here.
Is that so you don't blow away in the wind?
Yeah.
Is that why you wear all your layers?
That's why all the metal one's at. So it's weighted down.
I'm also weighted down. I'm not going anywhere.
So since my wife got a new phone a while back,
You got a new phone?
my wife, we have another phone on the go. So I'm gonna have it available for people to take a picture of your playmat, or if we have anything set up or anything, to just use it and do it. So I can focus on DMing. If
So
someone
we
don't
get
feel
some
don't
photo
feel
stuff.
pressured to do it. If you're looking at something, be like, oh, that'd be a cool photo. Grab the thing and take a photo. And I'll just put that right there.
Oh, so you can have like your own magic items and shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's sick.
It was the inventory.
And I was going to put it, videotape the battle map if we need a battle map at some point.
Very nice. I like that a lot. Okay. I got that +1 rapier that I barely.
Yeah. So the ship rocks back and forth. You guys are there. You guys are there, leaning over the table, looking at these pieces. It's the captain who's bare-chested, just wearing his trousers and bare feet as well. You also have there Abigail, who is not naked, but she's wearing a sheer kind of slip that doesn't really cover much, but doesn't necessarily need to cover much because it's pretty well see-through.
She knows what he likes.
And that's where you guys are at. And the captain kind of looks at the door, and he walks over to one of the walls of the ship, and his walls inside of his bunker are covered with these shelves all the way around. They all have this nice curvature around, and he grabs something off the small music box, and he kind of winds it up, and he puts it on the table, and it starts to make this lovely little melody. And that's where we are. And that's where we will continue. And then the captain says, "Now that we're safe from prying ears, what do you plan to do with what you have?"
Piss the DM off and not do a single damn thing with it.
Aye, you could do that. I could also shoot you all in the back and throw you off my ship.
Moth.
Mop.
But more sort of the point. You guys are still en route for the tailings, and for the most part, this is just some planning, I guess. But anyway, keep keeping it in character. I fell out of character there. So the captain poses that question to you, as he doesn't own any of this treasure. You've just kind of brought him into the circle. He doesn't really. He has knowledge.
Should we get him? Should we get him to take us to these places?
Then I'm not really interested in treasure, to be honest.
Literally, it's 2 paladins and you. And
remind me what you are.
Sorcerer.
We are so unbalanced as a party.
Yeah, that's
we lost half of us.
I know. We just that's it. This is what it is. And Deximus is not here, so he's just a fighter, and he doesn't really add or take away. But
he just do what he do.
So he looks at all three of you, and he says, "I don't suppose you don't look like treasure hunters."
I can't say we are.
Well, what are you doing? What is your plan then? Because I look down at a wonderful adventure, but only for those who are looking to fight through some very tough battles to get to treasure beyond recognition. Such artifacts that even the old gods wielded.
Well, that sounds interesting.
How do we know that it's real? What if
look,
it was just some made-up tale?
You tell me. You put those watches together and tell me something doesn't happen. Why would that be there?
It's probably just the magnetic force fields.
Roll
I don't know
roll
what-
inside.
I don't know what you're on about.
She's crazy.
Gonna roll.
That's a nat 20.
So okay. It's definitely some sort of magical
It does seem real. It does
reflection. Absolutely.
Nothing is thunder. Well, I guess we're treasure hunters now.
As long as it lines up with our mission. Air quotes.
What is our mission at this point? I was looking for Frank. I was told he's dead. Now he might be alive, but I don't know.
You
if
have
Lex
proper
knows
confirmations that he's alive.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking for my cousin.
That's not
Okay, that's
Deception.
that's beside the point. Insight.
Side mission.
Legit insight.
No, yeah, that means
What are we going to the
insight.
tailings for?
Well, going to.
No, wait, no, that's performance, isn't it?
You want deception. I rolled a 6.
That's right.
This shouldn't be hard.
I can't even fail.
Us and
I can't fail.
roll it up.
That's a nat 1. Can fail. I mean, even with, that's a 6, but, like, that's still a nat 1.
You have failed.
I can't
You
even
don't
fail
have
that
any
one.
cousins.
That seems like he's not telling the truth. What did you roll?
6.
Oh well, okay. So it's not plus or minus 5 or anything like that. It's something about he's kind of being a little deceptive about it. Maybe it's not his cousin. Maybe he's got some emotional attachment to this he doesn't particularly like to talk about. Maybe it's his big edgy backstory. You know.
I'm not going to question it. Not yet, anyway.
Not with a 6.
No, the 6.
And it's like,
So
Yeah.
the captain kind of looks around and he says, "You must have been underground for a fair amount of time.
Oh,
Do you know what's coming? We're going to the tailings for Grindegra, the celebration of Brunhilde, the birthing of spring and summer."
of course.
I don't know what that is, but it's
Sure.
Well, during Grindegra and the tailings, they turned Helgrid. The entire island becomes a massive party. All the ships from around, including the 7 star captains. They're always there. They have to make their presence known.
They just carry that all around with them?
I don't know if they carry it on them, but I'm sure it'll be in their possession or in their
Something.
bunks, on their ships, somewhere.
And you say they might have powerful artifacts.
Well, they say they got the biggest treasure. They're not the 7 stars for no reason. They're basically, they run all the piracy around. And I wouldn't be so wise to call myself a pirate. I take advantage of what I can. I make my money where I can, but these fellows, they're professionals. They'll kill you. And they'll make you disappear.
They can try. You'll notice
You-
Tanith is sitting on the floor and he's still eye level with everybody.
And roll insight.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. That
12.
12?
2.
2. Natural 20. If you give him a level gaze and you tell him what you tell him, and he gives you a level gaze back, and you get the feeling that, he maybe has seen something bigger than you.
Ooh.
Bigger than Tanith.
Something a
even.
little more terrifying than Tanith himself. You just get that feeling. You guys kind of lock eyes and just, what's it called? A glimpse? Not a glimpse.
Glimmer?
Oh,
Gaze?
shit. Anyway, you guys meet eyes, and there's just this communication between you when you get this feeling that perhaps he has seen something, maybe even a little bit stronger, bigger, faster than yourself.
Maybe he's seen the gods.
Maybe.
Well,
I mean, some of our previous contenders are living with the gods, but
we were sent here by the gods. Literally.
that's true.
And that's when
Because technically, my mission is twofold.
I've
Abigail...
honestly forgotten what the missions are at this point.
quickly...
It's been so long
yeah.
since we've had a real good.
From the smooth skin lizard, what's his face, bring Nerile into this fight, and more on the me side from Oros, awaken my mother.
Right.
I don't know what the hell that
Awaken-
means.
Yeah, your mother.
My mother.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, she was back in Gallows Gate, being old.
Being old. She's, of no content. What's the word? No.
She's not a sprightly individual.
Well, the captain looks around and he says, "Well, or actually, do you guys mentioned that you were sent here by the gods? Did you drop that?" And Abigail kind of takes a step out of the darkness. She was just, you guys were talking business, and she we're doing something else. When she comes in and says, "Truly, you've seen a god?"
I spoke with Oros directly.
You can kind of see her face go flush, and he kind of looks at the captain, and she says, "They have the artifacts, and they've been sent here by gods. Maybe we should drop them off at the next port. Let them find their own way. People that are followed by the gods are watched, judged." Kind of looks around. She kind of puts on a thicker shawl and she says, "I'll be outside." She goes and she leaves. The captain kind of stares after her puzzlingly and then looks back to you guys. And he says, "If you're willing to take this road to track down the 7 captains or their treasure and figure out what this is or something, don't keep me involved. I'd like to help out if I can."
Reliable transport is hard to find.
But you can't do that if you drop us off at the next post.
Don't worry about her. She meddles with the gods a little too much. I think they're there, but they ain't looking at me too easily.
I only am like this because of the gods.
He gives you a nod, and then he says, "Well, be it that way. We're going to the tailings anyway. That's our first stop. I'm going to enjoy Grindegrau whether we come hell or high water. So make your decision then. You got some time to think about it, to figure out what you're doing. But in the meantime, hide this. Don't have it open to most of the crew. I mean, my ship is my ship. I can't be sure everybody's going to throw their neck out for anyone else, but I'm sure there's 1 or 2 listening out for their own good." And he closes the music box and it stops and he says, "You best get back to your beds."
Probably a good idea. It is getting very late.
Is it late? Is it nighttime?
Agreed.
Yeah, it's nighttime.
Salazar's just gonna slink it.
Very gingerly stand up and open the door.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh.
I'll let the acrobatics or the athletics go this time.
I was gonna say.
You got in there good. You got out all right.
I thought that
I'm
door
getting
was
very good
manual
at
gaming.
going, open the door, head in first, kind of worm my way in.
So you guys go back to your rooms there, I would assume, unless you're doing any late night talking or anything.
Of course, I'm going to go visit my boy.
Of course, up in the crow's
Yeah.
nest. Sounds good. It's a little chilly tonight. The air is clear, but just a little bit crisp. A little bit crisp for this early in the spring. You get up there and he gives you a hand up, pulls you on. He says, "Seeing you in there with the captain. In trouble, are ya?"
Yeah, he don't like me too much.
"Yeah, I can see that. And I'm all the way up here."
I've been trying to be on good behavior. He just won't let it go.
First impressions.
Of course. Yeah. Who I am doesn't help either.
And he blinks again. Wait a second.
Hold on.
Trying to take the white face off.
Yeah. He begins to talk to you, and then he trails off and beginning into a story and begins to regale you with memories of his past. And he's got a lot, so you're probably thinking that all of these can't be true.
I just let it go. Every night I get a wicked story out of it, so Salazar's more than pleased.
And then we head down to the room. You guys get back to the room, Lex, and...
Can I do something else?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yep.
I'd like to follow Abigail
Sure.
and question her a little bit more about what she knows about the gods watching people.
Certainly. She's up on the prow, looking all mysteriously majestic. She's got this gray wool shawl on, but her slip underneath is kind of waving in the wind. And she's up there just looking out as the ship splashes and smashes through waves.
My brain just shut off.
No worries.
Abigail, that's her name.
Yeah.
So I would just like quietly approach her, but not like trying to scare her. And I would just say, "Can you tell me more about what you know about the gods watching people?"
They simply watch the people that interest them. So if they touch you when you go through your life, you have experiences with them, and they don't seem to let it go. Once they find somebody they like, they seem to poke and prod until that person is driven over the edge to something, or driven to somewhere where they want them to go.
So you think we have no control?
I didn't say that. You could always say no. But there's consequences for saying no to a god. And you've seen them. You've seen what they can do. You've said it yourself. You've seen Oros, the great warrior himself.
Well, I didn't see Oros, but
You didn't.
others of our party claim that they have.
So have you seen any yourself?
What game? No.
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 She wasn't there. She wasn't
No.
there for the Keldron days.
No, I haven't myself, but those I'm traveling with claim that they have, and well, you've seen the big one. Claims he got that way by God's hand, so
Keldron, to be precise.
I don't know many creatures of that nature. Haven't seen one. I've seen an Oro soldier before once, but nothing like him. But there's you'd consider yourself lucky that they're not looking at you. But in the party of such a man, such a beast, that says he's been touched by the gods, seen them, spoke with them, I'm sure you're within their gaze as well, and us too, for that matter. All the 20-something or so men on board that I can't remember right now because I'm so flustered. She slams her hand down on the railing.
time to split the party. Lex is going on a side quest.
I just
Getting
realized
away from
Tanith
these
Tanith
guys.
has been around the longest of everybody.
Yes, Tanith is the
Tanith
most
the OG.
current OG. Yep, he
And he's
is.
also had the most interaction with gods, which is kind of the scary part.
It's true. Well, there was a lot of interaction with the gods, but the people that had them just not here anymore.
Yeah.
Like Erelon, he had a lot of contact with his god, but that was some fun shit, some really spooky, weird shit. But hey, that was fun. I liked that. He took it so well. Anyway, she's standing there, the wind blowing. She kind of looks back at you, and she says, "You're from Delron.
She nods.
What are you all the way out here for?"
Hunting for family.
On the sea?
Well, I don't know where he is, honestly. Could be here, could be there. At one point, he was presumed dead, and now... Does she have confirmation that he's alive?
You've just the word of, what's her name? Elise, she told you he's alive, and he went on one of the boats, the black goat, no, the something goat.
The black sheep.
Yeah, but it was, you guys know it as something else because she couldn't remember. It was like the black,
Brown goat or
the
something
brown
like
goat.
that?
Yeah, the brown goat, but he's actually on the black sheep. But that's what you know. That was your last thing.
I've heard that he might be on a boat. The brown goat.
The brown goat. Who would name a boat such a terrible name?
Oh,
She
this
kind of laughs.
Very tiny woman. She's quite annoying. Said it was called the brown goat.
She looks over at the wheel, and she says, "Don't say things like that too loud." As you kind of glance over, there's this halfling woman over there in this armor and wearing this rather menacing-looking weapon, holding on to this giant wheel like with one hand, and she's just managing it with no problem whatsoever. And then she says, "Well, if you're gonna look for anybody or find anyone, the best place is the tailings, especially now with Grindegraw happening. It's 4 weeks out. If you're gonna find anybody, they're gonna be there. But don't get your hopes up. I mean, that's the best chance you got right now.
Well, thank you for your information.
If I hear anything about this brown goat, I'll let you know. You'll send the information your way."
It's kind of you. Good night.
Yep. All right. She nods and she just kind of stands there.
Just slink back to my room.
As you're going down to your room, she kind of leaves as well, and you can kind of hear the door to the captain's quarters kind of slam, the glass kind of rattle inside, and then you can hear this bellowing of you've probably heard it before, Frank and Rosa. Frank and Rosa definitely got into an argument or two over farm business, and then instantly you can hear this peaceful sound of music, and the sound is cut off completely.
Magical soundproofing.
Exactly. Yes. And you make it down to the room. Tanith, did you want to do anything? Or Tanith tired, Tanith sleep?
Tanith tired, Tanith sleep, brain hurt, too much talk.
Too much thinking. Last session was a big thinking session.
Big think.
Yep. And you guys get back to the room. Tanith, you're there if you're still awake. Lex rolls in afterwards. Deximus is also in there. He is, roll, I'm gonna say you might wake him up entering inside of that room.
Maybe I want to wake him up.
Oh, I'm saying Tanith.
Oh, are they bunking together?
They're pretty much in there. The rooms are, you guys can fit like 4 to the room.
Okay, so
I'm
we're
gonna
all
roll
in this
stealth.
space
Yeah.
together.
Roll stealth. Yeah, that'll do it.
Tenant, roll stealth.
10.
That must be a disadvantage.
No. You don't tear the door off, but your tail claps the outside of the room, and it like rattles the entire section as you kind of squeeze through, and then he kind of rolls over and looks up and sees you walk in. He just kind of shakes his head. That's all. Say not to worry about it.
10 minutes later, Lex rolls in, whacks the door on a way out, wakes everybody up again.
He looks up again and kind of looks up, and he sees you come in. He kind of sits up and says, where are you guys off to?
I guess we're treasure hunters now.
What do you mean treasure hunters?
Yeah, if you tell them, you're better at that.
Tanith is like gives you the side glance of like, are you crazy? Me?
Well,
Words?
there's these watches and some maps, and the captain told us something about this treasure, and I mean, why not? Let's scoot over.
All right. Treasure. You're talking about treasure. What kind of treasure?
Something about pirates, and I'm only kind of going along with it because of the fact they mentioned powerful weapons once wielded by the gods.
Lex plops down on the bed.
That sounds like considerable treasure. He kind of looks over at you, kind of cuts a bit of a smile, and then hides it really quickly. But incredibly poorly.
Do I want to see if I recognize that?
Oh,
wow, maybe not.
Beat a 7.
No, I rolled a 2. So
Oh, wow.
What am I?
Insight.
rolling about?
Insight's good, or perception. One or the other.
Detect thoughts.
Yeah.
5. So.
Oh no, you just didn't. He cut it off.
I'm not joking. Detect thoughts from the amulet.
Oh yeah, sure. And that's surface thoughts or
Surface thoughts.
surface thoughts.
Oh.
I from both of them or one target.
Singular.
Who? Then Deximus or
Dex.
embarrassment.
He's not all huff and puff.
No.
Huff and buff. I
Huff and
love
puff.
that.
Coming from our resident Dragonborn as well. Very nice.
Yep. That's what it is. There's no saving throw for that one.
So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm gonna have to keep that on the back of the back burner now.
Don't worry, I can only do it 2 more per day. Twice
there
more
you
per day.
Okay, no worries.
Per day.
No, keep using it. I like it. I'm just gonna have to remember that.
Flavor.
For the-
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Now I gotta know what they're thinking.
Yes!
So
Fuck the
what do
script,
you
let's
say?
go.
Does exhaustion go down when you rest?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
You have to.
Hold on.
It's an 8 hours rest though. Like
Okay.
even if you're an elf,
Yeah, it's
it's still the 8
You
hours.
gotta have your trains and then
yeah.
just like...
So what
Just,
he's
like,
gonna
chill
do
and read a
basically
book
is
for
while
hours.
he's telling a story and thinks he's listening, he's just gonna trance off
Yeah, sure.
and make it seem like he's listening.
Sounds good. There you go. What are you saying, son?
Apparently she's comfortable.
Claws.
Whoa.
Titties.
Yep.
Ow.
Oh, shoulder actually. So Lex is gonna look at Deximus and say, so you come with us then?
I really got nowhere else to go. I suppose I'd like to follow you.
She blushes slightly when he says follow her. Even though he's probably talking about the party.
Maybe.
Do you want to read my
No.
I love that. No.
So I don't know for sure about my about the Iron Spine, but I can't imagine there's too much business up there now to go back to an inn, and I don't know, honestly, it's been exciting around you guys, seeing all this getting back into the action again. It's been a long time. Serving drinks and just it's not the same. Being out here, you kind of hefts his sword a little bit, using my tools, using my skills. It's I enjoy it.
Well, that's the one thing we aren't. Boring.
I
Yeah.
just remember too about him being with one of the kings or whatever. I just remember that we
Yep.
covered that last time.
Yep.
A little bit.
A little bit. And then Tanith passed out. That's right. And cut off that whole bit so you guys would be forced to do it again. Yeah, that was fun. I liked it. I really liked how that one was set up. That was really good.
Yeah, it was smooth. That was good.
Yeah.
Shit, I still gotta edit that. That's what I didn't do this week.
Oops.
Falling off
Yeah.
the rails here. Yeah, so
Kind of on a side note, how I imagine the room is set up. Like, there's the two. If this is the room here, got the two beds here, and then there's just a large pad on the floor on the whole back of the wall.
yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Some hammocks hanging in the middle.
Well, not even.
No, I think we had
No.
said there were hammocks.
You guys kind of tore the beds. I think he tore the beds right off the wall. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
No, okay,
We had to put Lex in a bed for quite a while because she was
Okay.
poisoned.
all right.
I've been sleeping on the floor.
All right, I thought we did. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, the beds kind of fold out from the inside the cabins. That's how they fold out. Outside anywhere else that's not a cabin is a hammock. But you guys, there's places for hammocks to be hung up if they have to fit them in here, which they might have to. You never know.
Yeah, literally my pillows are grain sacks stuffed with old sailcloth.
There you go.
Best pillow he's had in years. Beats rocks any day.
You are a rock.
Same here.
What time of night is it? It's getting
Quarter
quite
past
late.
Freckle.
It's
Excuse me?
Quarter past Freckle.
Speak common, damn it.
I'd say it's
My
about
wrist has a freckle that looks like a clock. Quarter past Freckle.
Quarter past Freckle.
Quarter
We
past
also
Freckle.
have the
I got
rest
Harry
as
for a
well.
couple whole clock.
Quarter past Freckle.
Did you show them that kick-ass ring?
Oh yeah, I got a dice ring.
That's pretty dope.
Did I? Where's the thing? Right there. So basically, whatever that lands on is what I.
I must spin it.
Go ahead. What do we get? 12. 3. Actually, it's 18. That's 10. 5.
I can do this all day.
5.
He
What
was
is
like,
that?
I wish you wouldn't.
1. Shit. Yeah, that was another victory thing that came in this box. This was an
Dang.
extra door prize draw thing.
And that one's actually made of wood too.
Yeah, this is Elderwood.
Yeah, there's a lot of like nice 3D printed stuff.
There
Oh
is,
yeah,
yeah.
This was 3D printed, of course.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just
I just want to like put a button
Oh, yeah.
on this and use it as like a fake grenade.
There you go.
That was the other
Is
thing.
it kind of
It's definitely costume worthy for sure.
have like 3 of them on like a bandolier?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I need like 3 more of these now.
Well, we got the cards for the people who made them.
I'm just gonna use it for a weed container, honestly.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. D&D weed.
Yeah, there you go. So, you guys are down there, and Tanith, you gonna doze off? What's your plan? Is it everybody's just gonna fall asleep? You guys still want to talk more Deximus or something?
I'm in his bed, I'm happy.
There you go.
Tanith
Nothing.
this is gonna start. Is this gonna lay down and just start dozing?
Okay.
Yeah, I probably
Not
just lean
full-
back
not-
against the wall, close my eyes a
full,
little
not
bit.
full pass out, but just like sort of like cat napping.
Doze.
He's trying to get a plan going for something he wants to do tomorrow.
Does Tanith purr in his sleep?
Not really, more of a low rumble.
Oh, rumble. Just a Mack truck in the corner.
So Tanith, you were kind of dozing off there. I'll get you to roll concentration.
Uh-oh. That's just an intelligence saving? Or...
Yep.
Oh no.
Same with you, Lex.
Yeah.
Alright. 8.
8.
What am I adding, sorry?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? intelligent enough to find it. 19.
19, okay. Tanith, you get into that catnap-like state, and then moments afterwards, you begin to snore.
Awesome.
And you're out. And then as Lex, as you begin to doze off, Deximus says, "What about the beach today? What the hell was that all about?"
Well, I don't know. Quick refresh above game.
You know, if you have any questions or anything, you can just ask me. You know, I'm not holding nothing back. It just doesn't seem to be that anybody wants to talk to me a lot. I'm just here in the background, cutting shit up, killing things, and nobody really even looks at me. Now, occasionally, I get some limelight from some unknown presence, but you seem to be the only one that really gives me any attention, and if you want...
It's because you're an NPC, honey.
Tanith will grumble in his sleep. Oh, fuck it. Because you're dependable and slightly more disposable.
If Salazar could hear that, I'd be like, I tried.
Alright, let's back that up.
Yeah, but
Ask the
seriously
question
says,
again,
you know,
yeah.
you can ask me questions. I'll answer them and everything, but you came up to me on the beach like that. I didn't know what to expect. You're running through the reeds and everything. That guy next to me almost jumped onto the boat from the water. It kind of caught me off guard. That's all I'm saying.
What happened to the family you're protecting?
It's going pretty far back.
You said I could ask you anything.
Who told you about that?
Who told us about that?
Roswell, the chef.
The chef, Racky.
The chef. Throw him right under the bus.
I have no loyalty to that chef.
Under the bus.
I also can't pronounce his name, so I call him Racky.
No, I didn't recognize him. I didn't recognize him at all. It's been a long time after all. Maybe he's seen me from time to time, but yeah, I heard all the stories about that. I heard them, all the people and the soldiers roll in and start talking about the old days, and he said that I betrayed everybody, that I killed that family. And he looks over at Tanith and he kind of listens around. He says, but I did what I did to protect them, and they are protected.
So they are alive?
Yeah, you keep this to yourself, though.
Of course.
This goes nowhere else.
She knows.
Not even to him over there.
I don't really know him that well.
These people, they'll be hunted and killed. They'll be found.
I understand.
Now, I got them all separated. They're all safe. It took me a long damn time to do it, too. But anyway, if I didn't kill no one, and it's better that people think that way anyway. They're not gonna look for them ever.
That's fair.
And if I can get on and just die, I'll be the only one left that knows where they're at. And until then, they're in danger.
Well, you don't need to go putting yourself in situations.
Don't I? It looks around. All you guys, well, you two now. Could be more effective if it was all you guys.
Oops. Salazar's up on the highest point of the ship, just vibing.
Where's the staff at?
The bullock staff?
Yeah.
It's in the bag of holding.
Bag holding, yeah.
Hey,
That's the only
bag.
problem with the bag of holding. You can't have things out. Nobody's being like looking at the stick in the bag of holding.
Wow.
Yeah.
We could flavor it up since Tanith knows we'll be in that cabin for a while. Have some weapons on a wall
He's
rack.
decorating
Make
his
it
room.
there you go.
Have them ready.
He's
at
been
hand.
here a while.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
imagine we'd
can't
be on
carry-
this boat for a while.
Can't carry them
Sorry?
all around all the time.
That's fair. We'd be on this boat for a while.
I think it's been like 3 weeks now or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we
we
So
definitely
yeah,
have
we can
some-
settle in by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a wall. Let's just say we can say there's a wall rack with like the maul, the glaive, the bullock staff, whatever other bullshit we've acquired.
Yeah, and you can kind of see Dex's eyes kind of roll over all the people, and everything. And he says maybe we should get some sleep. We gotta. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Lex nods. But she doesn't get out of his bed. Just curls up beside him.
All right. And he's very awkward. He's very, very awkward. And you guys begin to spoon. And you didn't really take any of your clothes off, so he's still got kind of some of his armor on, and he's going to gain a level of exhaustion for it, but he'll take it.
Here's the question: is Lex big spoon or little spoon?
Always little spoon. I'm of average height for a human woman, so she's short.
So, I need someone to give me a roll on the smooth seas table. I need a D12.
D12. All right, that one right here.
Oh, Irie.
You got a yeet. That's a 3.
Uh-oh.
Why did we let him roll?
Good question. Was he voluntold?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Where are we at? 3. Alright, fantastic.
Roll for
So,
weather.
as you're
Roll
up
the
on
dragon.
the... Up
Oh shit.
on the crow's nest
Yeah.
with your guide, and you're kind of passing out. It's been only about 4 or 5 hours now, and you get this sharp elbow in your rib cage, and he says, "You paying attention over there?"
Yeah, sorry. Mind elsewhere for a second.
And he says, "Look around you. There's no more stars. You can see the sails are rippling and they're filled with air, and the wind is blowing and it's starting to rain. You can see from the torchlight that there's this heavy mist down on the
Little thunder.
on the water. Exactly, as thunder goes off in the background somewhere. It's somewhere deep. You didn't even see a flash.
Well, that's a
Jump
bit
to the-
farther away than that. There's been no count. You can't see the lightning. Just roll of thunder.
Lex jumps in her sleep hearing thunder.
There you go.
Subconsciously.
An eye opens on the floor.
The rain ain't gonna hurt nobody.
And then it begins to rain. And
How hard are we talking?
I'm
The
gonna
gods themselves
actually
are
gonna
crying.
roll a percentile on this. Long time
Oh,
since I
joy.
rolled a rain percentile.
Oh god.
Oh wow, that's good. Nice 83%.
Ugh.
So that's
So it just started downpouring.
It's a hurricane on the sea.
so yeah. As you say it, it's like a little rain. Won't hurt anybody. A half a second later, it just starts to come down, and it's just drums on the deck. Just drums, and it does wake all of you guys up because it's just echoing down and throughout the ship.
You see a very pale
I
face.
spoke
Lex.
too soon.
And you're instantly soaked. The do you know his name?
Oh god. I think you told me at some point, but do I have my book?
Dang it. Anyway, that old guy
Reggie or something.
pulls out from a little compartment of the crow's nest this leather wrapping, and he wraps it around himself, and he passes one to you.
I'm just
I thought I was
imagining.
just gonna pull out an umbrella.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna pull out like one of those little umbrella hats and just like keep going and like
The old lady's perm hat.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
garbage bag.
Salazar takes this one.
Thank you very much.
I've done that though. It works good.
And then the waves instantly become a little bit rougher. Like you just like you're running into just a rough patch on the road. You can feel it immediately. Just the ship is kind of turned a little bit off kilter.
That short woman's gonna need 2 hands.
And then you hear the thud of bare feet thudding on the wood outside the cabin and up the stairs and on the deck. You can hear as the captain pulls out of his room and shuts the door, and he calls out to the crewmen around him and starts barking orders. They start moving rope, tying things down. As he kind of looks around, you can see him easily enough from the crow's nest there.
I was gonna say he pulled out of the navigator.
I know your name. Salazar.
Yeah.
From the crow's nest, you can see that Salazar. And Then a big flash of lightning, just, maybe even, 200 meters away, just crashes from cloud to cloud in the sky, lighting up the area, and it burns, and it hurts just for a flash.
Now, would this seem like natural to me, or is this like Arcana?
You want to roll something?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'll roll Arcana on
Magical
this.
thunderstorms? Nay, just let it be a hurricane.
That's a natural 20.
That's a natural 20.
Plus 2, so 22. So.
You don't feel any anything arcanic due to this storm.
Okay, so it's just
it
a storm.
seems completely
It's
natural.
just a storm, okay.
Just a regular storm. It seems to be a big one, though. Seems to be a pretty rough storm.
Will you be okay up here? I'm gonna go see if they need help.
He nods and just raises the hand and kind of tucks in a little closer, holds on to the thing.
He's gonna... Salazar's gonna make his way down and head to the captain.
I need acrobatics or an
Absolutely.
athletics.
Falls
Acrobatics
out.
is probably my best bet.
Jumps.
Oof, that's gonna be a 11.
11. All right. The storms are. I was gonna say DC 10. So
Okay.
Good job.
But it heaves as you're halfway down, and you can just feel it. You stop for a second as you get pulled away from the rope going down, but you steady yourself and make it all the way down.
That was close.
And he's gonna make his way towards the captain and see if there's anything he can do to help.
And he says, Get in your cabin. You get nothing. You can't help any out here. If we lose any crew, I'll give the call for all hands. But until then, stay safe underneath."
All right, he'll just head downstairs and probably not too far down, just around the kitchen area, because he's not gonna go all the way to the room.
Sounds good. The galley seems to be fairly full, with other shipmates ready to go on a moment's notice. And you can see every now and then, after a little while, if you stick around, a shift will come in and another shift will go out. They'll dry off. They'll get some food. Whatever the captain's ordered, the Roswell is making mostly dried rations and salted things. Anything liquid would be of no point at all.
Yeah.
You guys can hear down in the bottom of the ship, there's things rocking, moving back and forth, and one of the seamen come up and he says, "The barrel's let loose in the hold. We need someone to tie him down."
I need to figure out if this will work that way.
What are you trying to do?
Can Ray of Frost freeze things, or does it just create frost?
Yeah, you can freeze things.
I think it's only small things. Though.
Yeah, but I could just freeze them in place if there's any water involved.
So they would be in a block of ice?
I mean, they're being held fresh.
It's more of a
Refrigerated.
stop from rolling around.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I thought you meant like the whole thing.
I hear someone needs help, so I'm run and do something instead of standing around.
Okay. So you guys can, you guys in the cabin too can also hear this as you're awake now. There's not really much sleeping now. The thunder and the lightning is booming and crashing. The rain is there. If you want to try and sleep, I'll get you to roll something. But
when the thunder and lightning started and the ship started rocking, Tanith sat up and just sort of sat cross-legged and just kind of
Waited.
Actually,
Waiting.
on the way to the
yes.
to the downstairs, I'm gonna bang on the room. We might need help down here.
Okay. So Tanith.
I would have heard the barrels broke loose in the hold and he's going.
Yeah, but before that, before you hear that, you sit up, you cross-legged, you're prepared for this, and before the rest of them wake up, you can see Tanith, you can see Lex and Dex spooning on the other side of the room, and then bang, 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 you can see Dex pop his head up immediately, see you, hear the banging, and kind of sit up. Natural 2. He can't roll above a 7 in any sort of environment that
Poor
involves
guy.
people. Okay? And he kind of puts his hand down, pulls your hair, you wake up, he puts his other hand down on your hip and kind of squeezes your hip too much and then steps on your ankle and then kind of stands up awkwardly and then he's there just kind of looking about and kind of rubs his forehead and says, "Oh, shit," and kind of walks out. Pushes the door open and he says,
Salazar's not waiting, he's gone.
He goes, "Salazar, wait for me." And he starts chasing you down.
Yeah, Tanith makes
He'll slow down enough for Dex to catch up.
Good to see you, friend. Let's go.
Natural 2.
Come on, Dex.
Oh my god.
We're all better than a 4.
So, Deximus is now following you down there. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going after that.
You're going
too, 'cause
after
if there's,
him?
if there's big heavy things that need moving.
Well, it's just in case I can't get them and I can't freeze them. We need someone to grab them. So
Even your character's like
Lex fears
110
being
pounds.
alone in
yeah,
the
so
storm
that's why he's
more than
using
the
magic to
storm
try and
itself,
remedy
so
the
she goes.
situation.
Okay.
Don't worry, the
She's
800 pound
trail is all out, but she goes.
Sounds good.
The 800 pound dragonborn's coming to help.
Yeah, so as soon as Salazar gets downstairs, he's going to look for what barrels are like falling around, and if they're bunched enough together, he's going to try and frost them into one.
You can see about a dozen barrels have broken loose from netting that has been in place. The netting seemed to come off of its
somehow.
railing. And you can see them rolling back and forth, up and down the cabin, up and around, smashing into other crates, breaking things. Some of them are leaking.
As soon as they get to one side and they're all kind of pressed against each other, Salazar's going to ray of frost across all of them and try and
Okay, it's
freeze into one solid.
it's covering about a 40 to 50 foot area.
Okay, so
yeah.
we'll,
You
we'll-
can probably pinpoint one at a time and do that.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do like as many as I can at a time. Just to, it is a cantrip, so.
Okay, sounds good.
Like, oh, that's adorable. That's Tanith.
Tanith just
Like-
pushes them all back with his tail.
Well, I mean, there's
Just-
one thing I
just
could
fix-
do, but I don't know
just-
if I want to use that right off the bat.
Can you fix these? As he points at the leaking ones.
I can stop the leak.
Can you fix the barrel? Do you have mending?
No.
Well, what use are you have? The barrel. He'll just pick up like one under each arm and grab one with his tail.
Okay, if all three of those, I'll get you to roll an athletics with athletics normally.
Yeah, 16.
Okay, 16. You pick them up, and you have them, and what are you gonna do with them?
Put him back.
The netting has been kind of cut, but has not been cut. It has fallen off the rails, so it's kind of limped down on the ground, and the rails where it kind of hooks up and around is about 20 feet in the air.
Salazar, if you stand on my shoulder, can you fix that railing?
Can do.
We're gonna.
Mind the shock.
Salazar's gonna climb up Tanith and attempt to reattach it and try and freeze it in place.
Okay. So you're gonna primarily use your magical spell to fix this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's putting duct tape on it.
Yeah. Frozen duct tape. But
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to. I was gonna give you. Have to give you a regular roll because you're on the ship and he's holding 3 barrels and you're climbing on top of him. So regular roll with acrobatics to get up there.
Okay.
Actually, I'll say athletics because you're climbing up him,
Yep, that's fair.
and then when you get up there, it's going to be a sleight of hand plus your magic to do something. And now, Lex, you walk in and you see Salazar standing on Tanith,
That's
who is holding
16.
3 barrels, as Salazar is holding up this net, trying to get it on this railing, and succeeds. He gets it on the railing and then freezes it, and now it's frozen up there on the railing. He has one corner of the netting in place.
Oh, there's a second corner.
Yeah.
They look like they got it under control.
We gotta go over the other side.
You can see Dex, he's carrying a barrel on his shoulder, bringing it over, and then the ship lurches. I need everybody to roll a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, dear God, no.
Ooh. Lex has got some good rolls.
Nope.
21.
21.
3.
Okay. Tanith,
22.
22. Tanith, you hold all 3 barrels and are able to stabilize yourself, but as Salazar is trying to step down, the boat pitches and he flies off of you and crashes into a crate, smashes right into this crate, and all of these jars break as he falls into them, and you can smell pickles.
Pickles. Delicious.
Love it.
Now, why'd you go and do that? I don't like pickles. Leave a bad taste in my mouth.
They're delicious.
Well, you're
And
weird.
then
Says the fucking 10-foot giant.
Deximus also loses balance in there's a little bit of water down here also, and it kind of loses his balance and falls as well, and the barrel kind of falls on his chest and rolls off. He rolled 3.
I feel that. I feel that.
Does he take
Dex.
damage? Is he okay?
No, yeah, he's all right. Just really embarrassed.
Got the
Well, I mean,
wood
a
knocked out of
barrel's
him.
heavy if it fell on him.
Yeah, although he fell in the water, he's a strong guy.
Yeah.
He can manage a
A
barrel
little
falling.
dumb, but he's strong.
Yeah, I like Deximus now. He's got a lot more flavor now that you guys play with him.
You know, what'd be really fun is if we actually like, as a one shot, if someone actually played that.
You mean like Neil?
Yeah.
So we have Salazar
You
falls
wasted
into a crate. We have
Pickles everywhere.
pickles everywhere.
He's gonna eat one of the pickles.
There you go. He eats pickle. It's perfect. Absolutely aged perfectly now that they're everywhere. Deximus falls. A barrel falls on his head and rolls off into the water. Tanith is a perfect statue in the middle of this boat. As it lurches, he's just moving with the boat, perfectly balanced.
3 points of contact.
Right?
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what I was thinking too.
And Lex, you're walking in. You have your hand on the hand railing, and you are okay. You get lurched, but you don't fall off the staircase coming down. Now there are still a few barrels, and there's a few more further on. You guys gonna do the next step for the netting?
Yes.
Okay, do the netting.
All right, that was
Now
another.
the ship is moving a lot worse now.
That's another athletics check.
For all of us?
No, it is unless
Yeah, 19.
Okay, 19, good. That's to climb up Tanith.
Yeah.
You climbed up Tanith. Now, if there's anything else you want to do, grab a barrel, do anything like that.
After falling horribly, he's like,
I'm just kind of
Trying to
in
get-
shell shock.
Okay.
Just a little.
You sturdy
Nervous.
bastard.
That's because he's got built-in railing.
yeah, you're just climbing him like a ladder.
Stairs, yeah.
Careful with the spines; they will shock you.
Salazar does not seem to mind, but his heart's beating a lot faster than normal.
You're
AK, like,
just getting, AFib over and over.
Bump bump.
yeah, his heart beats once a minute, so it's like 30. It's
You
like
get
twice
more.
a minute now. It's like
Does anybody have light?
I have dark vision.
Yeah, we both have dark vision.
Okay, so it's
I can make
dark.
light.
It's,
Oh,
it's
I
dark.
I'm in task that if it was dark down here, fairy
Yeah,
lights.
I forgot to bring it up because we actually have people in the party now who it's different back
well-
and forth. So
Knowing it's dark, fairy lights.
yeah, that sounds good. So it's all lit up, so that's okay. I just want to make sure that's
Is that
happening.
something we have?
Or sorry, dancing lights. not
Dancing
fairy
lights, yeah.
Lights or
The other one's fairy
As
fire, and that's a whole other
paladins, do we
thing.
have?
I
Or
don't
is
need
that
it.
you something for you? I don't think I have dark vision.
No,
you're-
you don't. You're human.
Humans don't have dark vision. Whereas I'm awesome, so I have.
Yeah, and I'm a drow, so I just. You get blind sight 10 feet.
Yeah, I got blind sight.
So I need your sleight of
Something I
hand.
have. It's a blind fighting.
Nice.
I need your sleight of hand.
A sleight of hand
Yep.
for the loveliness of hopefully not messing up. That's a 6. Plus, hang on, sleight of hand was dexterity. Where was that? Plus 3, so that's a 9 at least.
That's
Needs a
9.
little
Alright, you
WD-40.
lift it up and you got it held right in the right spot, but the boat heaves just as you're casting the magical spell, and the wheel rolls down a little and it freezes in place. But as soon as you let go, it's because it wasn't over that first hump.
Just got
The
away
weight
with
pulls down,
and it falls.
and I get to roll a percentile.
I'd take a memory board to these rails right here.
Ooh, good number. 69.
Haha.
So above 50,
Yeah.
the other one holds. You can see that the ice kind of chips away a little bit, but it is held.
It needs like a millimeter off.
Deximus stands up and grabs his barrel and walks over, this time rolling very well. And comes over and he's able to put one barrel inside of the netted area. The other, I think 2 shipmates came down as well. That's what I forgot. I said in my head, but I didn't say it in real life. They also grab some barrels and start walking over. Leximus? Leximus.
Leximus.
Oh,
Damn.
Ship
There
name.
you go.
right?
Lex?
She's like terrified of Thunder Lightning. I think we've established that.
Yeah, so you're just still kind of up on the
she's
stairs.
Still kind of just. She makes her way down, but she's not really sure what she can do. She's got some strength though. I think.
Yeah, you're pretty strong.
I got a 19. I'm pretty
Yeah.
strong.
There you go.
She'll start moving smaller things that Tanith wouldn't care about.
It's mostly barrels. There are some jars of pickles floating around that are unbroken.
You see Salazar just munching on the pickles.
Are these like gherkins or baby dills?
All
they're like
sorts.
full,
Icicle
like, big
pickles
ass
too.
pickles.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, the big 5-gallon jars. Oh god.
There's the big, like, long cucumber-sized pickles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be munching on one of those.
Like
Full spears.
full English cucumber.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. There's just like 2 foot.
Cannon
fucking-
size pickles.
Yeah.
How did I not cut myself on all that glass?
I'd grab a barrel and start. I wouldn't pick it up. I would just like roll it.
Sounds good.
I guess.
And now that it is kind of up, the net is still split down the middle, but it'll hold some. Unless there's you guys do something about the net.
Do I have mending? Do we have mending? Balance?
I have a free. Not as paladins now, so that's a wizard spell.
do not
I have a
have
free hand at the moment. I'm gonna reach into the bag of holding and pull out some rope.
Hey, there you go.
Just-
Yep, that's that.
An end of rope comes out of a very small pouch on his.
There you go. Yeah, and it's like the big strap netting, just like you'd see on a cargo ship. So it's just torn right down the middle.
Yeah.
Easy enough to.
Just.
Yep.
Weave all through.
I'll get Tanith to roll sleight of hand though for that knot.
It might be a knot.
That naughty knot.
Afraid not.
Ooh.
Very naughty knot.
6.
Okay.
Oh.
So
feel
it's
like-
more of like a tangle than a knot.
As long as it holds,
Can
that's what matters.
Salazar try and
You
tie
can
the
look.
knot?
I want you to roll perception on his knot first.
I'm definitely gonna roll perception on this knot.
Yeah.
Trying
Oh,
to tie it with one hand.
oh,
not
it's
gonna work.
lovely.
Yeah, that's right. It was tied with one dragon hand. Yes.
I'm
That's
just
14.
14. Yeah, you're gonna have to redo that.
Our sex
Salazar
D&D
gonna
name.
redo that.
should be naughty knots.
It's all just
Okay.
rope.
Once again, a 14.
Yeah, it's all roll.
Okay. Yeah, they're all role playing. There's
That's
not even any
with
dice.
rope play.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's why it's called naughty knots.
Once again, a 14.
Yeah, 14. There you go. At this time, you're able to get it up over that hump, freeze it in place, and then with the rope around, or no, sorry,
Yeah.
wrong thing. That was just for the rope.
Yeah, we're retying.
Yeah. So as you can see that it is just a tangle. There's no real knot. It's just wound in and around so much. It looks like it's a knot, but it's not a knot.
It's not a knot.
Not a knot.
But I
It's not
rolled
a
a
knot.
14 to
Yes,
retie the
it's
knot.
not.
Yeah, you unravel what you need to,
it's
and you
like
make sure that
me
it's
with the
tight
yarn.
and secure, and it
Fantastic.
seems to be okay.
Hey,
You guys can fill the rest of the barrels up. There's a few more barrels around, and just get a few more strength checks, one each, and that should cover it. For that,
Oh, that's a nat 1. For
Oh,
some
it's
Wow,
reason.
the 4.
and that's what I'm looking for.
12.
A little bit of flavor. As you got a 4?
I got a 4.
Okay, so this is as you guys are moving some barrels. Salazar, even with a bit of water there, you can kind of put them in the water and push them a bit. A little bit harder,
Yeah.
but you can make it move. As you guys are coming through, Deximus, Tanith, and some of the crewmen come through, then the last couple barrels, Lex and Salazar, you're getting. As you're bringing them down, the boat shifts, and as if a wave hit it in the side, and it tips almost at a 40-degree angle.
Oh,
And I need dexterity saving throws from the both of you.
I can do dexterity for sure.
11.
11.
That's 12.
That's a 12. Okay. So what happens is the boat lurches, and there are crates next to you, square crates that are all stacked up and all bound in. But as soon as the boat lurches, you guys can hear this rip, and the chain and the wheels tear off from the ceiling as the crates fall down upon you both. You guys take some damage for this one.
Oh no.
Would I have been at full health after all of that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, oh, big
Hold
dice.
Put myself back to
16 points of damage as the crates fall over, and it's more food and pickles, all pickled things, all of it,
Salt and
and
fork.
they all kind of smash down on top of you guys, and there's a lot of other foodstuffs as well that are now wet and broken and unedible.
I am
Salazar
wet
just
and broken.
sighs and starts picking up pickled things and eating them sadly. What a waste.
I'm just laying under a
Sweat.
barrel.
And then
Pickly pickle.
this smell of pickles, this strong scent of vinegar, and this harshness in your nose, Lex. You kind of flash back after being hit by these crates. One hits you right in the temple, and you go down.
Concussion.
And then you're there. Hopefully I don't think I used this one yet, so. And then you're kind of there. Kind of like a third person in the situation, but not at the same time. You feel like you're watching the whole situation, but not at the same time, like you're still experiencing it. You are there. It's a very young Lex, a little older than when we last seen her, but she's in one of those, like a half barrel inside the kitchen, and it's filled with water, and Frank is there. He's washing your hair, and it's all full of suds and everything, and he kind of brings some water up and pours it over, and then the door bangs open, and it's your older brother, and he comes in.
I have a brother? Oh.
And he comes in, and he says, "You gotta get out there and help me. There's too much goddamn work. You're in here, you're fiddling with her, making sure she's right. She's not right. Just send her off and get back to work on the farm. I can't do it myself." And he kind of looks over his shoulder, kind of almost at a growl, and he says, "You get back out there and you do your goddamn job and leave me what I gotta do." And he kind of pans out at the kitchen. The kitchen's just a mess. The table it's full of stuff. The floor is full of water, and the boy again. Hold on.
Do you have a name for this boy?
I think I gave him a name. Hold on a second.
I want to call him Monty.
Python.
Maybe I didn't. I might have it.
Let's call him Jeremy.
Jerry. No way.
Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Jerry.
Little Billy.
Short
for William.
You know, I don't think I wrote it down, but do you have a preferred name?
Tarkov.
Something offhand, Lex?
Not Bartholomew. That sounds like a condition.
Lucas?
Sure.
George Lucas.
Lucas George.
Lucas George.
Lucas Franklin.
That's
Frank
his
is
middle-
actually short for Franklin.
I'm gonna make his
Franklin
middle name.
second.
His middle name's gonna be Lucas Franklin Golden Gray. That's good. I like that. Excellent. Okay, so, and then Lucas kind of whirls around again, and he says, "If you don't get out there and help me, I'm gonna walk out that door, and you're never gonna see me again, and you're gonna have nothing anymore." And then Frank kind of stands up, and he kind of turns, and he's got this cold, dead stare in his eyes, and he says, "You know what I'm doing here is for everybody, and you're coming in here, and you're haggling me about this." And then Frank kind of wheels back as Lucas strikes him in the face, and he hits him, and he kind of
Just
stumbles
sitting in
back.
the tub like.
Yeah, and you are still in this kind of catatonic state still, and it's been like a couple of years. So Frank's been doing this for a couple of years now, and it's just, well, Frank's doing it because Frank's doing it, but
What, like 10, 12 now?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's some pushing, and then Frank is hit again, and he's kind of bumps into the tub, and at that point the tub shifts across the wet water on the floor and moves over about 3 or 4 feet, but the slosh of the water kind of takes the momentum of you, and you kind of slip underneath the water, and you're still in a catatonic state, so you're just hearing this thumping back and forth, this heavy scraping of things on the floor, and then this yelling, but it's coming in through the water, so it's muffled. And then you can feel something reaching towards you, but it's not coming from above, it's coming from below. You can feel something, and then it's cold, and it's...
Is Lex dark and twisty?
What?
Is she dark and twisty?
I don't know. That's really
I love it.
as you feel this something reaching from you from below. You don't really comprehend what's going on here. You being in this catatonic state for the past 3 or 4 years, and now you can feel things getting colder, things getting darker. And now that you're recalling this memory from something you experienced now in this world, in this life, your aged self, it almost feels so familiar, this feeling that you've felt recently. And you can feel these cold tendrils kind of wrap around your body and be pulling you down. You don't feel like you're moving, but you feel something's being pulled out of you. And then there's this rush, this thrush of hands being thrusted in the water, grabbing you and pulling you out. And the coldness that was on you kind of sinks into you, colder than you've ever been before in your life. Frank pulls you out, and as soon as you're out of the water, the muffledness is gone, and you can hear, "And then it's settled then. Have at her. Good luck with what you got." And the door slams, and it's Frank on his knees holding Lex, as Lex is coughing up water all over her shoulder, this look in her eyes, and then she kind of sits up, and she looks at Frank, and then she begins to cry. And that's when your eyes open again, and you're covered in crates and pickles and this smell. And Deximus comes over, moving boxes out of the way. This one, you can hear them crashing around, this muffled sound at first, but then it clarifies more. And it's in there. They're saying it's other shipmates and everybody. They're saying, "They're over here!" And the box flies off, and "Go on, get out of the way now." And he kind of pushes the sailor out of the way, and he grabs you by the arm, and he pulls you up.
Just kind of dazed.
And then
Still stuck in that memory.
they pull you up, and you got a pickle in your mouth. Yeah.
You fall.
It hit me. I'm eating it.
Yeah, it's mine now.
Lex has a little blood running from her temple when that barrel knocked her.
The storms last for a few days. It's about 3 or 4 days of storms.
Why you do this to me?
And you guys can tell that it's having a very visible effect on Lex. She's none too wary of the stormy weather.
Stays in the bunk.
Salazar just goes walking whenever he feels like it, and just goes up to see his buddy in the crow's nest every night still. Regular routine. Rain didn't stop him any.
Okay.
The bump on the head didn't help either.
He's slowly turning into a nice person. Maybe.
No, I was just being more civilized.
Just because you hate someone doesn't mean you can't be civil.
I would have healed myself up after that. Or Tanith, I'm sure one of us.
And
Patched my forehead up.
at one particular night during this storm, there seems to be a little more grog, a little more wine, a little more booze going around to kind of get everybody in this cold, damp slump. And the Rockwell, the chef, after giving out some bags of rations and stuff to some crew members to kind of pass around, everybody's kind of roused up for this kind of event, an impromptu kind of kitchen party, all done in the galley, and they see some crewmen kind of cycling in and out on a more frequent schedule to get into the party. And Rosquell begins to sing.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's got this little... Let's see how to make it give him a pan flute. Give him a pan flute. And in between... I've spelled flute, F-L-O-O-T.
Flute.
Flute.
Got a flute.
And he begins to play this pan flute. And in between bits of song, he sings this song. A satyr rides a centaur, 4 days on a bender, meandering into the river, and make a strange discovery. Making such noise and laughter, it spelled certain disaster. Eyes following, ready to capture. After that is a longer story. Longer story? That one didn't quite rhyme. Let me try another one. He plays some more.
Boo.
Returning 2 weeks later, laden down with treasure. Twice as drunk as ever. What a sight to see. Covered in blood they were, causing much of a stir. The tavern sung the satyr. Is their tale over? Barely. And it kind of takes away the sound of the thunder and the lightning crashing outside, but for another 2 or 3 days after this, the storm continues.
And since Salazar cheers for that song, he's like, yeah.
He makes our food be nice.
It sounds much better when I say it not aloud in my head. Then the rhymes come out differently when they go through my mouth.
Understandably.
So Rasquel, kind of the onboard bard and chef, kind of tries to make everybody nice with his food and his song and his dance. Meanwhile, the lightning is crashing outside, and a few days later, or the next day, it begins to grow a little bit less, and the day after that, a little bit more so. And then eventually, there is some sunshine outside, and some clear skies. It's still windy and still rough seas, but the main part of the storm has lessened and moved away. And you guys are now a little bit further on your journey. The days go by, the sun comes out again, and you guys find some decent weather. The captain does say that he is on deck and is talking to people. If you guys are out on deck now, and he says, "We're going to have to make another stop. We've lost much of our rations and much of our food in the last storm, and we're going to have to restock. We didn't restock as well as we'd like in Brel after what had happened. So we're going to make another stop at another small island, and we'll restock and get back on." But as another few days pass, you guys change course and start heading somewhere else. And then one particular day, the sun is straight up and down. You're, I don't suppose you're in the crow's nest at this point there?
If it's nighttime, I'm always in the crow's nest.
But this is happening in the daytime.
Okay, then no, I'm probably not in the crow's nest.
And I'll say more than a few of you are up on deck.
Taking in the sun.
Taken in the sun? There you go. And the waves begin to die out. The sails begin to lessen and begin to loose and just begin to hang. The momentum of the ship you can feel is slowing and slowing fast. As the captain's kind of looking around, you can see him talk to the one that's on the wheel, the little halfling there. And the halfling is shaking her head, doesn't know what's going on, and you can see him walk over to the railing that kind of looks over his doors onto the main part of the deck, and he kind of slaps the railing, and almost at that exact moment, the other half elf, or the wood elf there, the Abigail, kind of bursts out of the room, and she kind of looks around, and she kind of smells the air. What do you guys do?
I'm also trying to figure out what's going on. So
Salazar's probably going to notice the lurching of us slowing down, so he's going to go see what's going on upstairs, make his way up.
So looking around, would I roll nature to try to figure this out?
You roll some nature?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll some nature.
There's a myriad of checks you guys can roll to get a bunch of
You
different.
want to just roll insight?
You
to
can
see
absolutely roll.
kind of the vibes?
I'll do
Yep.
perception to see what's.
I'm looking at everything else, not the people.
Sounds good. You're
Yeah.
looking
I'm
at
at
the
disadvantage, so because
you're looking at the world.
Grayed out.
3.
3. Okay.
That's a 4 minus 1.
Okay. Very good.
I have no idea.
That
This
is
isn't-
a 9.
9.
16. for
16.
insight.
So first, Tanith, you're looking, and immediately you look up at the sky. Looking up at the sky, up at the sky, up at the sky. And you don't really see anything, but you do notice that the air, the wind that was there is no longer there anymore. It just has deadpan. Salazar, you look at the water immediately, and the water is also still, perfectly still. You can just see that it's not the right color than it was. it seems like it's almost a dull, more of a color that would be filled with some sort of algae. And an insight over there at Lex. You take one whiff of the air and you can smell it right off the bat. As you're smelling this dank smell, Salazar, you're still looking at the water and you can see bubbles. Bloop, 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 bloop. And this dolphin, belly up, rises up to the water, floating there. And then there's some kippers and a sea snake and another large fish and a tuna. And they're all belly up, dead. And then further back beyond that, you can see this other form rise up. But this one isn't belly up. This one rises up out of the water, this massive form. And as you look at it, it doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look healthy. It looks like it's sick. And as it comes up about halfway, you guys can realize it's some sort of massive whale. Bigger than the ship. And when you look at this thing, it has holes in the side of it, and there seems to be a hole at the top of it, and it looks like things are crawling on the outside of it, and the smell of dank fills the air even worse as the ship rocks to the right hand side. As you guys haven't really seen it, but you can see water splash up on the side of the boat as something crashes into the side of it. And you guys can see the little things on the outside, these little, what they looked like to be, is goblins. Those weird, unresponsive goblins that you guys seen at the beach.
How far out are they?
About 60 feet.
Who said they wanted goblins?
Salazar's just gonna ray of frost one. The closest one he can. See if they die as easily.
So to roll, roll and attack.
Roll and attack. That is 14.
I think that's a hit. Roll some damage.
That's a 1d8. Where's my d8? Right there. Oh, fuck. And...
Oh, what was the AC? What would you hit again?
14.
Oh, 14 unfortunately does not
Fuck
hit.
me sideways.
It hits this husk of a creature. And you can see as it comes up out of the water more, its mouth, where its mouth is, it's just kind of has, the bottom jaw is missing.
It's a whale submarine.
And it looks just like there's this mass of seaweed and driftwood kind of lashed together underneath, and you can see some of these goblins even underneath the water just crawling around on the outside of this husk. And if you guys go to the side of the boat, you can see 2 killer whales kind of winding up around and coming in to smash into the side of the boat. And then on this husk of a whale far in the distance, you can see this goblin with this red cloak on, and he raises this dagger in the air and he yells, Del Shield. He raises his dagger in the air, and he calls out in this goblin voice, Del Shield!
Salazar's gonna try and spell that out and then use the artifact to see what that means.
Are you do you know how to speak goblin?
That's what this is for. That's why.
Yeah, but you gotta,
because I
you
gotta
gotta know how
write
to
it.
write the goblin.
That's like I just spell it out. Del Shield.
Roll.
Would that be history?
Yeah, roll history. History's good.
I'm not sure if that would be history or not, but we'll go with it. What's my history? No. Joey. Oh, that's 16. 15. My apologies.
Tana's gonna roll insight on the goblin.
Yeah.
Because reasons. 11.
Can you tell me your reasons?
Okay.
Trying to figure out what he's saying.
You've heard it before.
Oh,
By
God.
attack or something along that
You remember a long time ago when you guys came to the shears. You tracked down a goblin horde. The goblins on sleighs, remember? They were coming after the wood.
You found me.
That's right, where we found Galus. Yep. And, no, they found you at the other camp. At the other camp,
So
the kidnapper camp, yep. Now, these guys were the ones making the steel weapons. And the big battle you, Tanith, and Erelon had. You can distinctly tell, and now, even with the low roll, you knew it was happening. I had a feeling. But you definitely recognized the name, and all those memories flood back in. And you realize that you, I think it was you killed his brother or something. Something like that. He was killed and one of them vowed revenge or something like that. That part is actually written in the book. I wrote that down. But you see that, and that memory is triggered immediately. And this is back before you were Super Tanith.
Before I was a baby.
Yeah.
You were just normal.
Still a pretty stocky dragonborn even before this.
You were just normal back then.
Normal
And-
baby.
So, and we're gonna leave off of this after we see how the battle is going to commence. So, what are you guys gonna do? They seem to be, the big whales seem to be on a collision course. As the ship still kind of has momentum, it's still moving. The other whale is coming in.
Tanith will actually shout, Captain, they're gonna attack us. I've dealt with goblins before. And he's actually going to make haste and go get his glaive.
Okay, so you run downstairs, get your weapons. As you're running downstairs, as soon as you get to sight, the captain's like, well, no shit, we're getting attacked. Man your stations! He calls out, what are those things called? The ballistas? Get on the ballistas! As the Hulk is still moving forward towards you guys. Lex, do you get any more weapons? Your big weapon is likely downstairs.
Yeah, I'd probably run down for it with him.
Okay, so everybody runs down, gets their gear, gets what they need, and comes back up. And as you come back up, you're just... The hulk of the whale that they're piloting over there is right there beside you. As soon as you guys come up the stairs, you can smell this decay of low tide and disgust coming off of this large creature. As it smashes into the side of the ship, I'm going to get you guys to roll an athletics for the ship. Add 5.
Got an 11.
You got an 11? Okay, so you're going to add... Is that
I was a
total?
14.
That's with 5.
Oh, just one person.
Okay.
Just one
Oh.
person. It was for the ship.
Balance on it.
Okay, so my awesome dice roll was a 2. So the ships, the whale and the ship collide, and you guys are rocked to the side. Everybody roll a strength saving throw. DC 14 or you're prone.
Nat
Well,
20.
that's a 5.
8.
Are you in the crow's nest?
No, thank
Okay.
God. He walked upstairs and was like, "Ah, yes, I choose violence."
There you go.
Oh, here's a
Oh boy.
mechanics question. Would chainmail and plate armor take the same amount of time to put on?
You don't have to worry about that.
Just wondering.
But no, chainmail and plate, I think, would be different.
Okay.
Yeah, because plate mail is considerably different than chainmail
Yeah.
kind of thing. But yeah, but that's something. Make sure you animate that too.
Yeah.
Um,
Tanith, in the heat of the moment, knowing that he doesn't have time to go for his full plate, he just grabs one of those +1 chainmail shirts that he has. He has 2 of them.
you forgot something you got last week.
What? It's there.
Okay, no, okay, it's true. I thought that's what you were talking about. Okay, yeah, you can easily grab one of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
and throw that on. Sure.
Throw it on right quick. Go over his uniform.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit extra.
And the 2 ships collide. Everybody except Lex and like 2 or 3 others and the captain are still up. Everybody else is prone on the ground. You see someone fall into the rigging. They hit the ground. You guys can hear bones snap.
Oof.
You can see goblins fall off of the other creature and splash into the water. And then, as the ships kind of connect and stay connected as they begin to move forward a little bit, that's when this water goblin horde board the ship, and they begin to jump over, catching onto the side, and begin to climb up. And as the captain of the ship, presumably this one with the red cloak, begins to climb down as well, you can see another creature climb out, and he seems to be a goblin also, but thin, disfigured, and with a bit of a limp, and he's got this cloak on, this yellow cloak, and he's holding this staff with a large piece of quartz in it.
Once I see the staff, my brain goes, ooh, shiny, and rhymes binding ice, 30-foot cone, which they all have to make a Constitution saving throw.
So the main guys are going to be out of reach for your cone, but you can get a lot of the underlings. If you meant to get the main guys, they're still like up on the top of their ship.
So we're waiting for them to come down, but they're probably not going to come down. Yeah, might as well still do it anyway, just to stop them from coming on the ship.
Sounds good. You do that. So you're preparing that.
Yeah.
Tanith?
I'm just getting up
Okay, you get up.
Salazar did not get up. He's just like,
and coming
You
out on
have to
deck.
get up to do something, don't you?
Not necessarily.
Just gonna burst out of the door that goes below decks and.
Oh no, you're up on the deck.
Oh, it's already on deck.
You got up. You got all your weapons. You got up there. Then the ship's crashed. Now you guys are prone on the deck.
Okay.
I'm standing with my
Do
battle
I
axe
see-
ready.
Do I see the hooded one with the crystal?
Yep.
But the important question is, do I recognize the crystal?
Roll history for that to recognize the crystal. I mean, you guys definitely talked about it. But it's going to be a pretty tough one.
Ooh, 11.
No, you don't recognize the crystal. But you recognize that it is a very perfectly clear piece of crystal. Almost looks like glass, but the cutting and the angling of it, not so.
It's too nice for a goblin.
Too nice for a goblin.
That's a little bit discriminatory.
It's true.
I'm sure the goblins would agree, though. They're probably jealous.
Yeah. I should probably also mention that there's like a rippling effect of his scales. Basically, almost looks like they turn over to a much like chunkier, harder side as compared to how soft and plush they were before.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can just see it like just coating from the front, from that one hand all the way over. You can just see him there, all the way down to his tail, all the way down.
Think like Mystique from X-Men, that kind of effect.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
There you go. And that happens. Lex, you stand there ready for the oncoming horde. Deximus is close in between with his long sword and shield, or does he have a great sword? I think it's just a longer long sword. That's how I have it characterized.
So it's like a Zweihander.
What?
It's like almost a two-handed sword, but not quite.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a little bit more daunting than your regular long sword. And
So you can use two-hand one if you want to.
and the two flanks of
Flank steak.
and the two flanks of warriors kind of crash into the middle as you guys begin to fight, and we're going to continue that battle on the next
Episode.
the next time we're here.
Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Felfan, Season 2, Episode 6, Lexamus. Have a good day, folks.